So, one of the criminal cases against Donald Trump, Jack Smith is prosecuting him in Washington, D.C. for January 6th and all of his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. I'm not going to watch Meet the Press this morning. I'm not going to watch the whole stupid interview. But I'm reading some excerpts. I've watched a couple of excerpts, and one thing really jumped out at me. Trump admitted that he was solely responsible for the decision to try to overturn the 20 election and putting into effect all of the conspiracies by which they hope to achieve that in the following exchange. And one, it's like, bear in mind, one of his defenses is, well, I was just listening to my attorneys. Kristen Welker asked, the most senior lawyers in your own administration, DOJ, etc., White House counsel's office, and in your campaign told you that after you lost more than 60 legal challenges that it was over. Why did you ignore them and decide to listen to a new group of outside attorneys? Giuliani, Sidney Powell, Kenneth Chesebro, John Eastman, all of whom are co-defendants in Georgia. Trump admitted that he didn't respect the government lawyers. You know who I listened to? I listened to myself. I saw what happened. I watched that election. I thought that election was over at 10 o'clock in the evening. My instincts are a big part of it. That's the big thing that's gotten me to where I am. My instincts. You know who I listened to? I listened to myself. That's an admission that he wasn't listening to his attorneys. Any attorneys. He told them what to do because that's what he wanted them to do. So just to be clear, were you listening to your lawyer's advice or were you listening to your own instincts? Oh, sure. It was my decision. I mean, it's every time he sits down for one of these interviews, whether it's Kristen Welker or Megyn Kelly or one of the folks from Fox, he admits to the elements of the crimes for which he's currently under indictment. And all of this footage is admissible in court. Every bit of it's admissible in court. And this admission this morning is one that he has not made previously. This admission that he made this morning is massive. It is massive. It was my decision. Boom. Done. And I think part of it, I will give Kristen Welker credit because I think she deserves credit. It's like she flattered his ego just enough that he's like, oh no, I did it all by myself. This was my decision. This was my decision alone to engage in things like fake electors, to pressure state officials like Brad Raffensperger. That's what he's charged with. It was my decision. I mean, it demonstrates his culpability 100% in the conspiracies. And I gotta imagine, like, Jack Smith and his team this morning, like individually going throughout their day, having brunch or whatever, and watching that and going, yeah, can we get a copy of that? It's done. That case is done. It's over. That case is done. Just like the case in Miami. I mean, it was Megyn Kelly. He's telling this week, I have the right. I have the right to those documents. I have the right to do whatever I want to with those documents. I have the right to take those documents. He just admits the crimes every single time he's interviewed. It's gobsmacking. And there's nothing his attorneys can do about this because he doesn't listen to them. He's not going to stop doing these interviews because he loves being on TV. It's amazing. He just, I want people to understand this. The kinds of admissions that he's made with the Mar-a-Lago documents case from day one, he has not made those kinds of admissions with the January 6th overturn the election case out of Washington, D.C. until today. Today is the first time. Today is the first time that he said, all of this was my idea and my idea alone. He admitted to being the hub of the conspiracy, the hub and the spokes. He's like, I'm the hub. This was all my decision. That is massive. It is massive.